What's up, guys? Alex here with our next video update. Guys, I want to talk about some stuff in regards to what I call the collapse of Western civilization, the collapse of the US. So I have a lot of people asking me, hey, Alex, when do you think the collapse is going to come? Alex, when do you think things are going to get really bad? Like I've said before, and I've said many times, I'm gonna repeat myself. We are in the collapse right now. We are in the collapse right now. There's a really good analogy, and I don't know if you guys have heard this, but there's an analogy where you have a frog in a pot of water, okay? And the frog doesn't know this, but someone is slowly turning the knob and making the water hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, but the frog doesn't know it yet because it's happening slowly, 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 right? Then you know it, the frog dies and is on fire, right? Because the water's boiling, boiling, and hot and just dies, okay? That's what's happened to the US and the West. You know it, and I know it. You could say whatever you want, like, oh, things aren't that bad. If you look from every front, right, the intentional destruction of the economy, the intentional destruction of our morality, the intentional destruction of our spirituality, the intentional destruction of society. There's been a war thrusted upon us for so long, and the boiling pot of water is at max heat. And I think people now are at that point where, just like that frog, can the frog jump out in time before it dies, or is the frog toast? Is it done for the frog? So, what next? What next? As I've said in some of my previous videos, in my prior videos, right? I don't want to be like one of these doom and gloom channels, I don't want to say it. Jeremiah Babe. I love his content. I think he's a pretty sharp guy. Everything he says is true and accurate. However, um, I kind of feel like each video is like recycled, right? It's the same thing. Maybe he'll mix a couple things here and there, but I'd like to see more solutions, and that's something that I would like to provide. And here's what I mean by solutions. You guys need to, more than anything at this time, you have to identify your core friend group. I cannot stress this. I cannot stress this. I cannot stress this enough. Moving forward, right? Because I don't see things getting better in the US. Other parts of the world, different story. The US is headed down pretty quickly. And like I said, the collapse, you're asking me when's it going to come? We're in the collapse now. Okay? So, just like the frog in the boiling pot of water, we need to get out of the boiling pot of water. We need to get out. So, with your core group of friends, you have to ask yourself this. And here's the thing, you should like your friends for your friends, right? You enjoy their time in their company. But then you have to also identify when you're spending your time with certain people, like, okay, what's the benefit of hanging out with the person, this person, that person, this person? What can this person offer? What can I offer that person? Okay? So at this point, and everyone's age range is going to be different that watches this video. At this point, you have to identify Jason. What is Jason good at? What can Jason help with? Michael, what can Michael help with? Sarah, what can Sarah help with? Right? You have to associate not just the friendship portion, but also their values and benefits that they offer. Okay? What benefits are we talking about? Well, let's talk about that. Does someone have a particular knowledge set? Is somebody good at hunting? Is someone very good with their hands as far as building? Right? Do they know how to do electricity? Do they know how to do are they good with their hands, right? And by the way, I've said this before and I'll say it again. blue collar business people, blue collar men, that's the new Bitcoin of the future. Remember what I said. So, what are your friends good at and what can they value, or what value can they offer you? And again, what do you have to offer? What is your value? Okay? There's a lot of people, I used to be guilty of this and I've gotten better. I've offered value now. But when I was younger, in my early 20s, didn't have any skills really. Not much to offer, except maybe humor, but that was about it. It made people laugh, but making people laugh only goes so far. As the older I got, I started to realize what my skill sets were. My skill sets, I would say, is anything business related, small business related, anything with alternative or holistic medicine. It's my second strong point. Maybe those two are intertwined. And I would say the third one would be actual, true, legitimate help and support to someone in need, especially my friends, right? I feel like those are my three strong points that I offer and value. Tangible, real assets, right? So let's continue on. We see what's happening in the US. We see the economy getting wrecked. We see people getting wrecked, and we see how most people are nowadays, inconsiderate. A lot of people have become cold, isolated, antisocial. It's getting harder for people to meet other people. And also, too, I just read this statistic as well, which I found interesting, but this loneliness epidemic is getting out of control in the US specifically. In Norway, the average adult has 15 to 17 friends, whereas in the US, the average adult has 1 to 2 friends. Huge difference, okay? When times are getting tough for people, right, you need to have that social outlet, because we're social creatures at the end of the day. Say what you will, we need people, right? But they've also shown studies as well that once you have your social circle cut and dry, that's where your health really, really starts to plunge as well. So not only do you need to work on your social aspect of your life and increase the value in your friendships and time, but also it's not only a want, it should be a need, because if you don't, this could also affect your health, as many studies have shown. What else do we need to talk about moving forward? We need to think about, okay, let's plan for the future. 2024, we got an election year coming up. Okay. Me personally, I think it doesn't matter who you vote for, they're all controlled by the same people, but that's for another video. 2024 rolls around, okay? What happens if Trump wins? Are things going to get out of hand again? If Biden's still the president, or he has a replacement, perhaps Michelle Obama or Kamala Harris, either way, wherever it goes, right, we have to plan for situations and scenarios. I also think this. It would be very wise at this time, now, especially if they do any more lockdowns, do this now before the lockdowns happen again. I would highly recommend either getting rural farmland if you're in the US or Canada, and if you can include both, this is the home run. Get a dual citizenship. Nomad Capitalist is the best for this stuff. I've been following his stuff for years. I'm no way affiliated with them, or I don't make any kickbacks or anything like that. I just really enjoy their content. But that's where I got my idea to get my own passport, and I was able to do it on my own with the consulate in my city nearby. So when you have that leverage and options to move around, it just makes it safer in the long run, because you have those options to move freely. So let me know what you guys think. I am concerned for the near future, the next few years. It's looking bumpy, but I'll get around it. I'll be fine. I'm just trying to share the message with you guys. Thanks, and let's see your comments.